Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Bandai ThunderCats Classic STGCC exclusive Mumm-Ra Version Lion-O. That's right, it's a variant of the 8-inch ThunderCats Classic Lion-O. This one was exclusive to the Singapore Toys, Gaming, and Comic Convention. The STGCC exclusive Lion-O comes in the same style ThunderCats Classics boxed packaging. It's that same window box that fully showcases the window within, the only real differences here being the sticker on the front letting us know that this was an STGCC exclusive, and the words limited edition printed on the bottom of the box. The back of the box gives us an image of the figure within, and shows off some of the other items that were available in Bandai's ThunderCats toy line. So this particular exclusive is just a repaint of the 8-inch Lion-O figure we've already received. It is called the Mumm-Ra version because this actually comes from an episode of the classic animated series titled Fond Memories, where Mumm-Ra actually transformed himself into a clone of Lion-O. So, if you've already got the 8-inch Classics Lion-O, there's really not a whole lot of difference here. You pretty much know exactly what to expect as far as the figure is concerned. The big difference, of course, is that the figure is wearing a red outfit instead of the normal blue. Now, the red used on his outfit is actually kind of nice because it's got a bit of a pearlized shine to it. So it's got this really nice metallic shine when held under certain light. The rest of the paint job is fairly the same as what we've seen before. However, one thing I will note is that the plastic is not that same shiny plastic that was used before. It's much more matte this time around. But he does still have the same unpainted joints in the wrists and the ankles. Now, the articulation on the figure, again, is exactly the same, but I will note that it is nice and tight on this one, so I don't have loose ankles or knees or the bobblehead that I had with the other versions of 8-inch Lion-O I looked at. So the head is able to turn left and right, and at the neck is able to move up and down. You have ball-jointed shoulders, swivels at the biceps, a single joint at the elbow, swivels at the wrist, as well as a nice wrist pivot there. You got a rocker in the torso, as well as a good waist swivel. Got hinge-like joints in the thighs, swivels at the thighs, double joints in the knees, a twist at the boot cut, a pivot joint at the ankle, as well as a rocker at the ankle. So you can get some pretty great posing out of this figure. Now, just like with the other version of 8-inch Lion-O that we've looked at before, he does include interchangeable hands. So that way, if you want to, you can swap off his right hand for an open hand to a sword-wielding hand. And his left hand can be swapped out for his clawed gauntlet. Now, that clawed gauntlet can also be hung at his side using the little included red peg piece. It just plugs down into the glove and then clips into the little hole that's at his waist. And the other cool thing about this is, just like before, you can use this to holster the short Sword of Omens. So speaking of the Sword of Omens, let's take a look at his accessories. Just like before, he includes both a short version of the Sword of Omens and a long version of the Sword of Omens. Now, these are exactly the same as the ones we've seen before, and they're still made of that very soft, very gummy plastic, so there's a good chance they're going to come out of the packaging a little warped. Now, here's what's really cool. As an added bonus, he comes with some additional accessories. Now, these are packaged separate from the figure in a small poly bag with the ThunderCats logo on it. And inside, we get the metallic short sword and long sword of Omens, along with a stand to hold them. Now, if you got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version of Lion-O at the very beginning of the ThunderCats line, it's the exact same thing, except this time around, it's cast in a red plastic. Both the short sword and the long sword of Omens are very nice because they've got a great metallic shine to them, and they're made of a hard plastic so they don't bend and gum around. You don't have to worry about any warped plastic going on here. And these are much better swords to use than the standard swords that come with the figures. So it is a really nice little added bonus thrown in with this figure. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Here's a look at this new Mumm-Ra version of Lion-O, standing alongside the other two versions of 8-inch Lion-O we received in Classics, the standard version and the San Diego Comic-Con version. That way you can see them all side by side, tell that they are the exact same figure, just with some differences in the paint jobs. So there you go, guys. There's a look at the brand new STGCC exclusive Mumm-Ra version of Lion-O. I don't think many of us expected this exclusive to come out. It kind of popped up out of nowhere. And with the unfortunate demise of the ThunderCats line pretty much being a common fact now, there's a good chance that this is going to be the very last Thundercat figure released as part of this brand new relaunch. So it might be something that you ThunderCats fans want to hunt down and add to your collection. While it is nothing more than a simple repaint of Lion-O, it is still a nice figure. The articulation and the paint job on this one are actually a lot better than the standard release of Lion-O. Plus, you get the option of getting those really nicely done shiny swords again. So if you don't already have those, it's a great way to add those to your collection. Now, this Lion-O was only available in Singapore at that Singapore Toy Gaming and Comic Convention, but luckily for us here in the US, they have been imported. So if you're interested in picking this figure up, then head on over to www.fantasticplastictoys.com and grab one today. Until next time,